All right. Get a little closer, maybe. Oh. All right, hey everybody, RVA Lego guy here, doing stream number 3, live stream number 3 for the Build in Bed project. Just connecting with my phone right now, so I can check out all the comments and all that stuff, and I can respond to anybody who wants to chat and let me know. Great. All right. I'm going to make a little announcement on my Instagram. All right. Looks like there's one person on. If you're wondering why I have a roll of toilet paper, I've been fighting a cold for the past like 4 or 5 days. I'm almost at the end, but I probably will have to wipe my nose a couple times here and there throughout this video. So sorry for that bit of grossness. But yeah. So that's why. So anyhow, the Build in Bed project is a project I've been working on for the past about a month now. It's to raise money for sick kids, and we build in bed in solidarity with children that may not be able to get out of bed as easily or may not be as mobile as your typical able-bodied person. So that's what this is about. We are trying to raise money this time for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Where our goal is $1,000, and I believe we're at 378 right now, or 388, 378, either way. Anyhow, I'll put all the details down in the description if you want to look at that while we're doing this live stream. The last video already has a description in it, and it has all the information. I believe it's gofundme.com/build-in-bed-project. You can check it all out there. It's plastered all over all of my social media, so if you are friends with me on Instagram, if you're friends with me on any of that stuff, you should be able to find that information pretty quickly. I know it's in my bio on Instagram, so it's not... If you look around, it's there. But if you're watching this after the fact, it will be down in the description of this video. So today I'm going to be building one of the new Lego movie sets. This is set number 70836. That is Battle Ready Batman and Metalbeard. I love this scene of the movie. I think it's really funny when Batman puts up the "You're welcome" sign. I just laughed my butt off. I thought it was so good, and yeah, I was just super pumped to get this set. It's one of the last smaller sets that I needed to complete the series. I believe I have like 2 poly bags to do, Emmett's little pod thing still, and then of course the bigger sets that I will eventually get, like either when they go down in price or when I have a little extra money. I do all of this out of my own pocket. I buy all these Lego sets and stuff out of my own pocket, so I don't have any sponsorship or anything like that. So it's pretty easy to get behind, especially in a year like this where there's a ton of really good new sets coming out. Yeah, so I'm gonna get started on this. I'm very excited. Anybody that has any questions, I have my phone right here next to me, so I can check out your questions, or if you want shout outs or whatever it is, just let me know on there, and I will be building and talking, and anybody that watches my videos knows I just ramble on and on and on. And again, if I sound really weird, it's because I've been fighting this darn cold. Um, so let's see here. This set has 3 bags, it looks like. Yeah. Very excited. I'm gonna put this box right here so you don't have to look at my phone or my nasty toilet paper. How about that? Yeah. So I want to thank everybody that has donated so far. Everybody that has donated. Everybody that has shared this project. Y'all are amazing, and I love you so much. Thank you so much. It means the world to me. Just having, people support something like this just shows that there's so much good out there in the world still. And I'm so proud of this community, and I'm so proud of everybody that's put a helping hand forward, and just, it's really, really heartwarming. There's a lot of people out there that don't have it as easy as we might. I don't know your situation, but in the grand scheme of things, I'm very lucky to be as healthy and have as much going for me as I do. It's not a whole lot, don't get me wrong, but the things that I have truly mean the world to me. And that's how I'm gonna get into this live stream's topic, and that is gratitude. I want to talk about how important it is to be grateful and to show gratitude when people do kind things for you or to you or all of that stuff. I always try to talk about something positive, and that's this week's topic. So I'm gonna just tell you a little story about me and my wife. My wife does so much to keep our lives going. I have a lot of issues. Like when I'm home, I am a huge homebody. I like to recluse, and I like to just be here, and it is sometimes detrimental because I need to clean or I need to do this, and she does so much of that stuff. And she's really the glue in this relationship. She does so much good, and makes sure I'm taken care of, and makes sure the house looks nice, and all of this on top of working full time. And any chance I get to thank her and tell her how much I appreciate her and how much I love her for doing this stuff for the family, I do. And it doesn't take a whole lot. Whoops, I put that on backwards. It doesn't take a whole lot to just tell somebody that how grateful you are for them. Is that enough? You'll have to ask her. Who knows? I try to do everything I can to make her life easier, and in turn she does that for me. And that's really what it comes down to. You just, you put that love out into the universe. You put yourself into your relationships, and you make sure the people that take care of you and the people that you care about are taken care of. And that's really what it's about for me. I have no doubt in my mind that if you do this one thing, and that is just be grateful and show how grateful you are just by telling people that your life can improve. There are so many people that do so many things for me, especially from my bosses to my family to my mom, my dad, my friends. I wouldn't be where I am right now without every single one of them. And so every chance I get, I try to tell them how much I love them and how important it is for me, for them to know. And that's really what I want to talk about. We aren't telling people we love them as much as we used to. We aren't, people find it hard to be that outwardly vulnerable, and that's what I'm literally sitting here live on YouTube, excuse me. Oh, hey, two people. I'm not sure who you are, but I see there's two of you watching, so thank you for watching. But yeah, it's hard to be vulnerable these days. You know, there's a lot of things that make people not want to be vulnerable and not want to put themselves out there like that and say things like "I love you" and "thank you" and "I appreciate you." You know, there's a lot of negativeness in the world, and there's a lot of just mean-spirited people. However, that being said, I firmly believe, and I truly believe it, that there's more good in this world than there is bad. So I really think that it can completely change somebody's day to smile at them. You know, and I'm not talking about being like, you know, I'm not talking about creepy smiling at people, because there's a difference between like looking at somebody like, hey, you know, just hi, and you know, like staring at people and making them uncomfortable. So I want to make that distinction. I'm not talking about like being a creep by any means, but just going where you're going with a smile on your face, and when you make that awkward eye contact that we always make with people, like, I don't know, I can't help it, like when I'm walking through Target or when I'm walking through Walmart or the mall to go to the Lego store, this or that, you know, I always end up making eye contact with a couple of people, and it's usually just like, you know, one of those awkward like hey like, or just like, you know, acknowledging the fact that we're looking at each other at the same time. um, it's such a different experience when you do that with a smile on your face, because usually if you're smiling and they're not smiling, the minute they see you smiling as you know, say hello in whatever way you do, or just, you know, do the man like shake your head, you know, put your head down thing, a weird thing that most guys do, or at least most guys that I know do. You know, it's it's so much different when you do that with a smile on your face, because I bet you 99% of the time that other person's gonna smile back, and sometimes that's all it takes to change a day from, you know, a really crappy one to a good one. Everybody has their problems, everybody has their issues. Things are constantly going on in this world that I don't understand and that you may not understand, and things go on in people's lives that I'll never be able to understand. And so it's important to me that anytime I can spread just a tiny, tiny bit of joy with such an easy act as smiling at somebody, I do it. Like I said, there's so much crazy, weird stuff going on in the world at all times, and I you know, I want to make sure that people know that even though this world is crazy, there's still people out there that think the best of them, and that no matter what, I'll always give you the benefit of the doubt when we first meet. And yeah, so that's what it is. Really just gratitude, being gracious, gratitude towards the people that help you, and, you know, being confident enough to tell people you love them, tell people how you feel. Yeah, also, anybody that wants to ask any questions, feel free. You know, like I said, I mumble on these things constantly, and I just keep going and going, and most of the time I start saying the same stuff over and over and over again, and that's mostly 99% of the time because I believe it. You know, I try to not ever say anything I don't believe, but that being said, I do run out of things to say. So if you have any questions, if you want to know more about the project, anything like that, just holler at me. I need some tissue. Like I said, I'm very sorry. I've been fighting this cold for a while, and I am just so stopped up right now. It should be the end. I've been sick for multiple days now. I think five days now. And yeah, so I'm hoping that this is the end of that. I'm so tired of being sick. And I'm your typical, or stereotypical, I guess, uh, sick guy. I'm very bad at it, and I complain a lot, and I whine a lot, and, I'm probably a chore to be around for my wife. But again, like I said, showing that gratitude towards her is very important for me. I very much appreciate her taking care of me and loving me enough to put up with all my, I'm sick bullcrap, even though, like I said, I'm probably, not even that sick. So I'm, in the grand scheme of things, I have a cold. And so, I I didn't get a flu or anything this year, which I'm very grateful about that too. Mm, I don't like taking medicine very much, so I didn't get a flu. I didn't get my flu shot, which I should have, but I did not. And yeah, but yes, I should have probably gotten my flu shot, and I probably, should stop complaining about being sick when I only have a cold. So, especially since we're raising money for, actually sick people here with the Make-A-Wish Foundation, I cannot wait for them to get these donations. And yeah, I'm so pumped on it. The faster we, raise this money, the sooner they can get their money. So I'm just like, now that I'm back, I'm not on vacation anymore. I went on vacation. I went to Charlotte for a little while. Got to go to the Lego store, get the new Flintstones set at the Lego store there. There we go. I love that so much. That is just so cool. I am very happy to own this set here. Yeah. Yeah, I'm very, very excited to own this set. I'm very excited to have gotten the chance to get the Flintstone set. Went to Charlotte, visited with my dad and my stepmom. Love them both. They were the first ones to donate to this campaign, and it just means so much that my family, will do that type of thing for me, and just really show that they support the things I'm doing. That just means the world to me. So thank you for that, Dad and Martha. And yeah, so I went to Charlotte and I visited them, and that was a whole lot of fun. And yeah, I just had such a good time. And unfortunately, I came back and immediately got sick. I came back on Wednesday, and by Wednesday night, I was already feeling quite bad, and yeah, it's just gotten progressively worse, and now I hesitate to say it's getting better because I'm not coughing as much today, but I am like way more congested than I was, so that's a little rough, but other than that, like I said, I'm your stereotypical sick man. I am whining a lot about it, and I'm starting to hear myself whine about it, and I'm starting to annoy myself with it. So I'm gonna stop doing that. But anyhow, yeah, building Legos for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. So I was contacted the other day by a good friend on Instagram, and they asked if I was donating Lego to sick kids in hospitals and stuff, and the answer is a big ol' yes. I haven't yet, but I am working right now with I've been talking to a rehab facility for adults and kids, but there's I think the Children's Hospital of Richmond, but I think it's in the hospitals here. I haven't done a lot of research on them specifically, but the group that I want to give to is a therapy, like a rehab center. So they're working with, kids with, functionality disabilities and things like that. So, Lego can be a really good way to build dexterity and, hand-eye coordination and stuff like that. So, I've been talking to them, and I'm hoping to get them a donation here soon. And yeah, that just like popped back into my head. I'm very excited to, you know, do any sort of charity work. I absolutely recognize how great, or not how grateful, I absolutely recognize how privileged I am to be an able-bodied, mostly able-bodied person, and yeah, anything, like I said, I can do to help anybody, I will do. So that's a thing that's going to come up, and I'll start announcing that when that actually happens. Right now, it's just an idea, and but yeah, so I need to fill the idea out a little more and start figuring out what they can and what they can't take and this and that. That being said, anybody who watches this, anybody who's interested in this, talk to me, hit me up, let me know, what you know about it and what we can do to work together. If you are a physical therapist, or if you are a doctor or something in that vein, talk to me. Let me know how I can help you and what helps the most. I would obviously love to come donate Lego to kids in hospitals myself. That is like the next. That is going to be the next thing I try to figure out how I can go. Not necessarily dress up as Santa, but do something where I come in and I give a bunch of kids a bunch of free Lego, and yeah, just that's all I want. I'm it feels so good to do good for people, and it doesn't take anything, it just takes a little bit of effort, and that's really it. So I don't know. Who knows? Who knows how we're gonna do all of this? This build-in-bed project started out as a idea I had one night in bed. I literally was laying in bed, not able to sleep, and I was thinking about how to start a nonprofit, because that's what I've wanted to do for a long time. I originally, and I still do, I want to start a nonprofit restaurant to feed homeless people and less fortunate people, and make sure families in the community can get good, nutritious food that can't afford it. So that is my main goal. But so yeah, I was just laying in bed and I was thinking about ways I could start this nonprofit, and because there's a whole lot of logistics, you can't just, it's a lot harder than being like, I'm gonna help people and then going out and helping people. They don't necessarily make it easy all the time to do that, and it's kind of odd that is that way. I would love to be able to, I don't know how this piece goes on here, maybe like that. No, I have no idea. Oh, maybe I'm just stupid. But yeah, it's a lot harder than that, and there's a lot more that goes into it that you wouldn't expect. I've been talking for years about the nonprofit restaurant idea and this and that, and so then I started talking to people that write grants and all that, and they and starting to read a lot more information about it, and basically everything that I read said that to actually do that, to actually have a restaurant that's a nonprofit and have the some state support, with financially and this and that, I would have to start my own restaurant first and then slowly but surely grow it into a nonprofit. And I had a owner of a restaurant I worked at before tell me, they said, most restaurants are nonprofit because you're not really, you're breaking even a lot of the time. And so I really want, and I'm not saying I'm not willing to put that hard work in, because I most certainly am, and I cannot wait till the day that I can start my own restaurant. But that being said, um, it's going to be a really long time until I can start my own restaurant, just for financial reasons. It is not cheap to start any sort of business, and um, it's hard to start restaurants these days without already being established, because the success fail rate of restaurants is the fail rate of a restaurant is much higher than the success rate. You are much more likely to fail in the restaurant industry um, than succeed. Again, I'm sorry, I have to blow my nose, or else you're going to see snot all over my face. Gross. Ah, I hate being sick so much. And again, this is so lightly sick that, comparatively, I mean, for me it's bad, but compared to actual sick people, it's pretty light. But yeah, so I really want to start my nonprofit, and I would do it immediately if I could. However, financial situations being what they are, it's really hard. I've known a lot of people that have started restaurants and failed, and I think I have a good idea for what I want to do, and um, I think that will translate well in Richmond, what I want to do. So, all that's left at this point is for me to basically network more with people and get to the point where I can, uh, where I have enough people that believe in me to build something beautiful. That's really what I want to do. So the idea for my restaurant is I want to do a soup kitchen style, like a healthy soup kitchen style thing throughout the day, with in addition to giving out soups and salads and meat and sandwiches and healthy foods that because that's the other thing. It's like a healthy meal will give you enough energy to go all day. A not healthy meal will give you enough energy to go sit on the couch. So I want to make it a healthy meal, all through lunch, all through that time of the day, all through early day. So, people that are less fortunate can come get their food. And then at night, I would like it to be a regular restaurant where people come in and they pay what they think the food is worth, and that is how we fund the day side of the restaurant. It's called a So All May Eat. That's the idea. It's so all may eat, and it's what I believe in, and it's what I'm trying to do with my life. I just, again, it's just so hard to start things like this, and it takes a lot of money and a lot of know-how, and I'm slowly getting there. I'm slowly but surely getting there, and yeah, I really hope it works out, because I have all these great ideas for things that the restaurant can do, and of course I have the skills to cook the food, and I just, I want to make sure that people in my community, that this Richmond community, which has taken such good care of me since I've been here, I want to make sure they are all taken care of too, not necessarily just the people that have taken care of me, but the people that live in this community that can't necessarily take care of themselves. And yeah, just a big shout out to everybody that's made my life here in Richmond so good. The Scott Lewises, the Kendra Feathers, the Paul Keevils, and his wife Linda, and the Lisa Edwards. Lisa Edwards got me my 2 dogs, which probably has had one of the best impacts on my mental health ever. The Paul Hubbards, owner of Deep Run Roadhouse. All of these people have believed in me. Andrew Griffin, the old chef or the chef at Deep Run, um, James Humphreys, just all these people. I've only been in Richmond for 3 years, and I already have this list of people I am so grateful for. Um, just grateful that I got to meet them and that they've, made my life in Richmond so vibrant and wonderful, and like it just it's just made it so much easier to be away from where my family lives and all this, and all these people that I mentioned, and of course my wife, my wife, even though we've known each other forever, my wife has, really embraced Richmond living, and you know made things easier in that respect. All those people I mentioned, Scott Lewis, he's my executive chef now. He would literally do anything for me. Kendra Feather, she is she owns the restaurant that I work at right now, and she's so great to me and has treated my family so well since we met her, and it's so important. Me and her husband John Murden, great people, great restaurateurs. I adore them. Paul Hubbard, one of the old owners of my old job. I said Paul Keevil is the owner of Millie's and Tio Pablo's and Lulu's. All of these people, including all the people that I've worked with, Michelle, Amy, all those people from Millie's, Emily, all the people that I've met. Mark, Mo, everybody that I've met in Richmond. I have met so few people in Richmond that didn't have my back immediately. So many people that I've met here have just become dear friends immediately. And that's really what, this week's live stream, the theme of it is it's just being grateful and realizing how much harder it is for when you don't have people that have your back like that. And I am eternally grateful to these people for treating my family so well. And I say my family, and I mean obviously myself and my wife, but my dogs, just like my dogs, my wife, and me. That's like my family right now. And obviously, eventually we're gonna have kids and this and that. But all the people I've mentioned have set us up for success here in Richmond. All the people that I've mentioned, have loved us and have shown us compassion and really cared about us when we didn't have anything else. Richmond, the people here have made us theirs. You know what I mean? They've taken us in and they've shown us the love, and I just am so grateful for this community. I am so grateful for the people I have met here, and I love them to death, and I love this city to death. And I would not want to be anywhere else. And I'm, like I said, that's what this whole episode, or that episode, I keep trying to call it an episode, but it's not. It is a live stream. But all of those people mean so much to me. And I just, thank you. Just all the thanks in the world to you, because I could not have done this and could not have done as well as I've done without y'all. And that's what this week's live stream is about. It's just about gratitude and being thankful, and making the people that take care of you know that you appreciate them, and just spreading that love in general. Spreading that love, making sure you're a good part of somebody's day. That's really what it's about, isn't it? We can all learn a lot from Mr. Rogers. We can all learn a lot from our neighbors. We can all, do and be and act however we want, but none of us would be the people we are without the people that have cared for us. We've learned a lot of lessons as we get older. I have, anyhow. I've learned a whole lot of lessons, good and bad lessons. And, yeah, I so adore all of my friends, and friends that have become family, and family members that are my best friends. I thank you so much. Everybody that supported me, everybody that supported my wife, everybody that has made my life what it is. I love you dearly. Thank you so much for watching. This is seriously what I want to do. This is what I love to do. I don't know any way else to put it, but I love people. I love this community, and I want to make sure we're all taken care of. So thank you again so much. Have a wonderful day. Thank you. Just thank you so much. The more I talked and the more I started naming people that have meant a lot to me, the more my heart warmed, and I'm just really like in awe now. I'm like almost like in this weird like haze, because I'm just like reminiscing and just thinking about all these people that have loved us and have put so much into who we are, and put so much of themselves into helping me and my wife and my family. I just I'm just so warm right now. I love it so much, and I'll always appreciate y'all. Again, after this live stream ends, I'm gonna put all the information down below, letting you know how to get in touch with the Build and Bed Foundation, or a project, letting you know all my other social media stuff, all the links you need to the GoFundMe for raising money to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. The Make-A-Wish Foundation, or GoFundMe, is great because when you're raising money for charities, people don't have to worry about, seedy things going on in the background, because the GoFundMe releases the funds directly to the charity itself, and so, this money is going straight from y'all to GoFundMe, who's then distributing it to Make-A-Wish. So nobody in the Build a Bed project is touching any money, and that makes it really easy on us, and it takes some of the wonder out of the people donating, that maybe it's not all getting spent where it's supposed to. It's all going there, and yeah. Thank you all, everybody who's shared, everybody who's liked, everybody who's commented, everybody who's even just said a nice word about what we're doing. It all means so much. Of course, the donations are a huge part of this, but just a single like or a share or a comment, or mentioning it to your mom's dad's aunt, it doesn't matter who, but just telling people about this and helping us get the word out. Word of mouth is always going to be the best way to get these things out there. And yeah, again, thank you so much for watching. I love you all very, very much. I love Lego. I love this community. I want to do good, so thank you for being a part of doing good with me. And we'll see you next time. We do have a video, non-live video already recorded, so we're going to put that out probably in the next couple of days. But yeah, thank you again. Have a wonderful evening, and as always, happy building, and stay strong, everybody. I'm with you.